Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I am Valentino. Welcome to 11 real-life horror stories that are way more terrifying than anything Hollywood could dream up. You might be asking yourself, why am I here? Where's Voxy? Well, I'm afraid he's busy at the moment, so he asked me to fill in for him. Without further ado, let's get into today's horror story. The mysterious Cold War era vanishing at Dyatlov Pass. The Dyatlov Pass incident is one of the most enduring and confounding mysteries of modern times. The story begins on January 27, 1959, when 23-year-old Igor Alexeyevich Dyatlov and his fellow students and researchers at the Ural Polytechnic Institute embarked on a hiking journey. The 10-person party aimed to reach the summit of a Torten, a mountain in the northern Urals. But after setting out on their journey with one turning back due to illness, they were never seen alive again. When their bodies were finally found weeks later, the grim discovery only raised more questions and provided few answers. Dyatlov had told his sports club that he'd notify them via telegram once they returned, but an ominous lack of communication led to growing concern. On February 20th, Army and police investigators were sent to investigate. What they found 6 days later were dead bodies, in a state so bizarre they looked like they came straight out of a nightmare. The tent had been cut open from the inside. The team's belongings, including shoes, had been left inside. Investigators then discovered 8 or 9 sets of footprints in the snow that were clearly made by shoeless individuals, with the tracks leading into the woods nearly 1 mile away. They found the first 2 bodies in a forest next to the remains of a campfire. Despite temperatures of -13 to -22 Fahrenheit on the night of their deaths, both Yuri Krivonishenko and Yuri Doroshenko were dressed in nothing but underwear. The next 3 bodies were found on the way back to the camp, also in various states of undress. They were deemed to have died of hypothermia. But half-naked bodies in below freezing temperatures weren't even the strangest finds. When the other 4 bodies were found in a ravine 2 months later after the snow started to melt away, everything got spookier. 2 of them, Lyudmila Dubinina and Semyon Zolotaryov, were missing their eyeballs and both had broken ribs. Dubinina's tongue was missing. Nikolai Thiviek's Brigno had suffered severe fractures to his skull, the kind that result from a car accident. 2 of the 4 were wearing clothing that tested positive for radioactivity. More than 6 decades later, despite Russia's intention of reopening the investigation and solving the case, no clear-cut explanations have been put forward. Investigators looked at the hikers' diaries and undeveloped photographs for clues, but all they pointed to was how the weather and visibility worsened as the hikers' journey continued. That would explain why some died of hypothermia, but it leaves the missing eyeballs and tongue a total mystery. One theory posits that they headed west by mistake and ended up on the slope of a mountain. The indigenous Mansi people call Kolatsiako, or Dead Mountain, where the Mansi then ambushed the hikers. Some have suggested a forceful avalanche was to blame, or that they might have been driven insane by hypothermia. Still, others believe the murders were part of a Soviet cover-up of secret radioactive weapon testing, or that they were killed by aliens. There's no clear-cut evidence for any of these theories, however. Real-life horror stories often end without answers.